do some shopping.
Yeah.
A little hiking. Then she'll be ready to go home on Sunday.
That's awesome. Well, I hope she has a great trip here to Colorado. It's always beautiful seeing the mountains of Colorado, and this is a great time. The leaves changing up in the mountains, all the aspens bright yellow. It's just gorgeous time to be in Colorado.
Gorgeous. And it's a gorgeous time for Minerals Alive.
It is. Thanks for joining us.
Let's fire it up here. Welcome to another edition of Minerals Live, everybody. And as you can tell by the title picture, Alan has a little bit to talk about today.
Yes, he does.
Yes.
Just a little bit. It'll only take like a second.
So tell us a little bit about Instagram.
Yeah.
For those of us who are north of 60, Instagram, we didn't grow up with it.
That's true.
And all of the social media, of course, most people are familiar with Facebook, but Instagram is one of those things that really seems to have come up the curve with the number of people who are excited about mineral specimens, who follow minerals on Instagram. So tell us a little bit about that.
So it's a very visual format. So it's a good format for people who like visual mediums, like minerals, for instance. So pictures, videos, like they have huge followings. Some folks have millions of followers.
Oh my gosh!
Looking at their still photographs. Some of ours get reposted and get that many.
That's awesome, man.
Yes, but we are on Instagram quite a bit now. We have a very active following. We try to post multiple times a day. We keep in touch with all of our community. You can find us on Instagram at Collector's Edge Minerals, just same exact way you would find us anywhere else.
All one word, no hyphen?
All one word.
Collector's Edge Minerals.
Collector's Edge Minerals.
Cool.
Okay.
Now tell me a little bit about the commercial side. Are things available for sale on Instagram?
So
or
Instagram isn't really a selling format. It's more a showcasing format.
Okay.
Now, all of our contact info, and I try to provide links to our website on a lot of posts that have to do with things that are available. So it's easy to get to, the commercial side. Many links bring you back to our website. So you can, if you see something on Instagram, because we only post things on Instagram that are available at some point. They may not be on the website, but they can. They
can be available.
If you send us a message on Instagram, we can get you taken care of.
Well, that's great. And is this growing? Is it pretty large in the mineral community?
It definitely is, yes. This is the way a lot of younger collectors are getting into collecting, is through Instagram, seeing things they like, and then shopping through the Instagram lives.
That's awesome.
Very good. Which segues into the next subject. Your minerals are Instagram live broadcast.
Yes. We do have a mineral Instagram live.
I tripped over that too.
4 p.m. this afternoon.
Oh, cool.
We're going to show a couple flats of rhodos that I had never seen before and came across when I was putting stuff back up from the show. And I was like, wow, this would be a really good first Instagram live for us. And
that's awesome.
I think we're going to have quite a few people watching.
That's great.
Based on the response we've gotten.
Well, everybody loves Rhodochrosite from the Sweet Home Mine property. And you'll have some from the original workings as well as from the Detroit City portal?
No, everything is from the originals.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, it's from 98 to 04.
Wow. Wonderful.
Yeah, are all the pieces. It's about 25 pieces.
Okay.
Very good.
And Alan is becoming quite the student on the pocket names of. He has gotten together a master list of all of the pocket names for the Sweet Home Mine.
It's still in progress. We are going to make a master list.
You'll be able to ask him all sorts of tough questions on Instagram.
Hey, people like to ask those tough questions. I get a lot of, hey, I've got this piece. Tell me which pocket it came from.
Yeah, oh boy. That's tough.
It's tough. It's actually nearly impossible most of the time, unless we have a photo of it that I can match to their photo.
This is one of there's two ways that you might be able to help them. One is if there was a number affixed to the back of the specimen.
Yes. I always ask for that.
Yeah, the Sweet Home Mine initial workings, we got up to about 4,500 numbers that were assigned, so it's kind of a limited edition of 4,500 pieces that came out. Although very early on, when Brian had partners in the mining project at the original Sweet Home mine, each and every scrap of minerals that came out of there got a number. So in reality, it's kind of a limited edition of a little less than 3,000 nice pieces that came out. But it is pretty remarkable how famous the mine and the minerals from the Sweet Home mine have become, and how relatively small the number of pieces that came out in a 14-year period of mining. And now we've been mining again for specimens since late 2017 to today. And again, it's a pretty infrequent experience to tap into a pocket and be able to collect beautiful cherry red rhodochrosites. So this should be fun on Instagram.
I'm hoping it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. And so that will take place at 4
p.m. Mountain time.
Okay.
And is this going to become a regular time slot for you?
Well, I'm not sure if it's going to be a regular time slot. I did get a lot of response asking for this time slot.
Okay.
But I'm actually asking for feedback currently.
Yeah, good.
Because it's something we want to do regularly, even if it's multiple times a week. Because it's fairly easy to do. And it's a great way to interact. Because people can comment and talk to me as I'm showing things.
Yeah.
So it's...
And so, do you have like a tally of followers on Instagram? What do you?
We do.
Like, okay.
We have a little over 85,000.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yes.
That's wonderful.
I don't think all of them will be tuning in this afternoon, but we're going to have quite a few.
You're going to need help if they're all tuning in.
I know. There'll be no way for me to keep up.
Right.
Well, that's the wonder of social media. How broadly it's carried around the country and elsewhere, and so it's fantastic that you've got such a great following and growing all the time.
We sure have a lot of fun with it.
Well, good. That's wonderful. It's the new age. I'm so used to rocks in a box. Here it is.
So, you tolerate it when I come and show you things I post and stuff.
So there it is.
There
Instagram Live with Alan Knox.
Yep.
4 p.m. Mountain Time.
Rhodochrosite.
On Collector's Edge Minerals. Yep.
All Rhodo today.
Yep.
Super.
Be there or be square.
And in addition to Instagram Live, we also, of course, have our website.
Yes.
We do.
www.collectorsedge.com. You can shop 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. And Alan will also take care of you out there. We have Minerals Live, which will offer a handful of specimens today, a nice generous handful of 7 specimens. And Richard and I are also going to be doing some road trips. We just finished up the Gem and Mineral shows in Denver, Colorado, and now we're hitting the road with a van full of really superb minerals. Some brand new stuff that wasn't even seen at the Hard Rock Summit just a few weeks ago. So
always something happening here.
So I will be leaving on Sunday the 10th of October, and we'll be headed first to Texas, and then I'm going to go through the southeastern part of the U.S., and then over to the East Coast and back through the upper Midwest. So if you're in any of those places and you'd like to see some incredible mineral specimens out of the back end of a van, we would be happy to.
Steve's back
We would be happy to add you to the list of stops that we'll be making along the highway. You can get a hold of me at steve@collectorsedge.com or just send me a message at minerals@collectorsedge.com, and we'd be happy to schedule a time to stop by and show you rocks.
There you go.
Right after I get back.
But I'm planning on leaving on the 1st of November. And I show rocks out the side door. So let's just make that clear.
That's right.
Or in your home, wherever you want them.
Yeah.
So I plan on leaving about the 1st of November. It all depends upon Christopher Clark. He's going to be pretty busy the last few weeks.
Yep.
He's finishing moving now, and then he's going to go with Steve.
Yep.
And then he's going to go with me. So
yeah,
if he's up to it, we're going to leave on the 1st of November. If he's not, we'll leave about the 7th. So
it's going to be a tough period of time for Christopher Clark. That's for sure.
Yep.
He'll have 3 weeks of fun on the road, so that'll be a great time headed east.
Yep.
So yeah, bless his heart.
If you wipe him out, we could be leaving on the 7th.
Well, it's always good to be optimistic. He's full of energy and recharged with excitement of showing mineral specimens and ready to get back out the day after he returns to Colorado.
Yep, there's no doubt he is full of enthusiasm about minerals and gems.
Yes, he is.
You'll enjoy meeting him, so if you normally don't want to see us, you'll definitely want to see us on this trip, because he's a good guy to meet.
And we'll have some good rocks.
We will have some good rocks.
Send us an email. We'd love to stop by and show you rocks.
Yep.
And we're going to show you rocks right now.
We are going to show rocks right now.
Unless we have anything else we wanted to talk about.
No. You'll notice that the still pictures look a little bit different than normal. We had a slight scheduling conflict this week with our staff photographer. She was in the photo room Monday and Tuesday, which is normally when I would shoot for Minerals Live. So we had to use her photographs of minerals for the show. So let's give her a shout out, Annette Slade, for her photo credits, because we are using her pictures and we want to give her due respect.
Yes.
So,
and she always does a very fine job. A lot of her photography is out on our website.
Oh,
that's
yes.
right.
A whole
and
lot.
Probably on all sorts of other media.
Yep.
Yes.
Ads and
I use a lot of I use a lot of her photos on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Super.
Yeah. I was talking to her yesterday. She's coming up with a cool little logo
yes.
watermark logo to put on her pictures.
Good.
One that's more rock related.
Yes.
Her, her current one is food related.
Oh.
She didn't want to put carrots on the
well, that's probably a good
mineral
idea.
photo.
Although they both come out of the ground.
That's
They
true.
do.
There is a parallel.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't know how many carrots that
the garnet has.
The garnet has. How many
Specimen
carats
number
of garnets?
Several hundred.
Yeah, and it's also the carrot color almost.
Shaved them all off of there. I bet there'd be a couple hundred carats.
I'm not a good judge of carrots.
About 5 carats to 1 gram.
Wow. Okay.
That's
So it adds up fast.
It adds up really fast.
So when something's $1,000 a carat, it's expensive.
It's super expensive.
Wow.
But this
The reason I don't collect gemstones. Sorry, Steve.
this first orange mineral is really appropriate for the carrot comment.
Indeed.
Because it's a carrot orange.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a classic from China.
Mm-hmm.
The Tongbei District, Fujian Province in China.
Mm-hmm.
And these have really gone away. I have not seen this piece before in my entire life.
Really? I'm sure you have. You had to
maybe
price
I did.
it.
I'm old. I'm forgetting. but
I have been hiding it in my office for several months.
Mm-hmm.
This is really cool. When I saw the picture come up, I was going, dang, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Not only is it big, what's the size of this one, Rich?
It measures 7.5 by 13 centimeters wide.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's a big piece, folks. It's about a little over 5 inches across. And what's really cool is this illustrates a point about these spessartine garnet specimens out of the Tongbei area. That the spessartines love, for one reason or another, to cling on to both smoky quartz prisms. They hardly ever get up too much on the terminal faces, but they love to attach and overgrow on the prism faces. Mm-hmm. And then they also will completely cover very well-formed feldspar crystals.
Yes.
And so this particular specimen has, and I'll tell you what, folks, normally there's not all that much color difference between the video stream and the still photo, but I would say that the video stream is a little closer to the color of this piece than the still photo. Richard usually tries his darndest to get the still photos to be an exact color match. There's a little bit more brightness to the garnets than to my eye than you see in the still photo here. It's somewhere in between these two images.
Yeah, this is a little orangey, at least on my monitor.
Yeah, it's a little orangey, but nonetheless it's a little more pop. This is an extremely well formed cabinet-sized specimen. The feldspar form is preserved very nicely with the overgrowth of the spessartine crystals. And then you have a beautiful smoky quartz crystal right next to it. And quite honestly, I would expect this piece to be in the $2,500 to $3,500 range at a minimum. And you're going to get a really good deal today. If you haven't bought one of these yet, you will want to strongly consider this piece. Doesn't look like there's any repair or restoration or anything on this piece either.
Don't believe so. No.
Nope. Yep. It's clean as a whistle. This is a really great example from this locality, and this locality, according to what I hear, is no longer allowed to be collected. There are some adjoining areas that have somewhat similar looking spessartine garnets, but this particular area at Tong Bay in Fujian province was shut down because what we were told is that it's on the road to a resort area, and they didn't want the mining activity going on near this resort area, and so they shut down all the locals who were doing the specimen mining here. And our company is probably handled between single small specimens to large specimens, multiple thousands of these specimens. And I'll tell you, this one ranks up there in the top 10% of what I've seen from the locality. It's a really nice piece, and it's stupid cheap. What are we offering this one for today?
This piece is just $999.
And my guess is if you were in China looking at rock shops in China, you could not find an equivalent piece for that price.
No chance. Yeah.
I think this is something that you want to jump all over on Minerals Live and get this piece. The garnets measure up to about 3 millimeters across, and these are bright orange spessartine garnets. And the quartz is quite long. It's 5.8 centimeters long. So what a handsome specimen. And if you don't have one of these classic pieces out of the Tong Bay area in Fujian province, I would definitely snag this, because you won't find a better piece at this price anywhere. I'm convinced. It's a really nice piece.
Absolutely.
Well, that's a great way to start the show, Richard. You did a good job finding that sucker.
Well,
yeah.
Today's Allen's Day.
Ah, good.
We're having a little competition.
That's awesome. No wonder he hid that.
Absolutely. And piece number 2 is a nicely colored specimen as well.
Oh, that's lovely. Little botryoids. Nice plate of shadokite from the Cocobel Plateau in Namibia, composed of a whole bunch of little spherical groups of shadokite, and quite lovely. And this one also is big. What's the size of this one?
Measures 5.5 by 8.7 centimeters.
Okay.
That's okay. I had to cut you off. I'm used to being the one on dimensions.
I was going to read for you while you were trying to...
Yeah. This is also quite a handsome piece, and a good size. Again, it's a nice small cabinet-sized piece, and people have fallen in love with the beautiful sky blue of these shadokite specimens. And this is, we got a group of these in I think it was about 2 shipments ago that we got from South Africa, where we got a group of these that were really, really nice. And this again is from the Cocobel Plateau in Namibia, which is way in the northwest side of Namibia, way up on the border. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But this is a desert area, dry as a bone. There's some very shallow copper deposits there that they only have to dig down, less than 100 feet or so, and they tap into the dioptase, the copper mineralization carrying dioptase, malachite, shadokite, and other species, copper-bearing species, and they're very, very shallow. They're not really commercially mined for the copper. They're commercially mined for mineral specimens, and it's amazing how much material the collector's edge has gotten over the last decade from these areas in the Cocobel Plateau. But they're just beautiful examples of this species and dioptase specimens that are killer. So it's a very prolific specimen producing area at the present time. The little botroids on this specimen measure up to about 3 millimeters across, and there's, gosh, gotta be 100 of them there.
At least. That's a lot.
There's a lot.
That's a whole bunch of botroids.
That's a whole bunch of botroids, and really an impressive specimen. You know, we get shadokite there as needles and all sorts of things, but these little spherical aggregates of those needle-like crystals is really impressive. Really pretty.
And we're offering it at a great price today.
Yes, you are.
Just $550.
I'm telling you. People are going to be watching this show for bargains, man.
They always have.
Yeah.
Gosh, going on 12 years now. Hard to believe.
12 years.
Yeah.
Of Minerals Live. We should do like some kind of like retrospective on them.
You think?
We should. I was maybe 30 pounds lighter when we started. There's probably some
There's so many of them I haven't even seen.
Well, that's your fault.
Gosh.
I know.
They're all available out there.
Are they archived?
Oh, they're all archived on our Ustream.
Okay.
And I'm planning on trying to get them all over onto YouTube, but at least the noteworthy ones.
Yeah, sweet.
Just need to figure out how to load them up onto YouTube without kicking down all of our current ones.
Yeah.
I'd like to create like subfolders. I don't know, maybe sub-channels. We need to figure that out.
We could do like a historical one channel, or we could probably just do. I think YouTube will let you segregate things into categories of some sort.
Okay. I looked a little and I could figure it out. Sorry, Steve.
I was interrupting you guys. Our most popular programs, almost always, most highly watched, are those where we have a guest that's joining us. So, if you would like to be on Minerals Live, you just send Richard an email and tell him, darn it, it's time that I got on Minerals Live, because we would love to have you to talk about, if you're a private collector and would like to talk a little bit about your collection and how you got started and what interests you in the way of collecting, we would love to have you join us on the show. And so if you're in Colorado on vacation and want to sit in with us, we'll make time for you. We would love to have you be a major part of our program. We also have dealers who have stopped in, and authors who have joined us, people related to the mineralogical record. So if you're part of a magazine, part of a mineral dealership, you have your own personal collection, don't hesitate to get a hold of Richard at collectorsedge.com, or you can use minerals@collectorsedge.com. Let us know. We'd be happy to put you on.
Yep.
And we don't necessarily have to just do it on a Wednesday. If your travel schedule, limits you as to when you can be coming through town and joining us on air, we'd love to have you. So if you're not shy and you want to be harassed by the three of us, just come on down. We'd love to have you a part of the show.
Even if you are shy.
Yeah.
Come on in.
Yeah.
We'll make you feel at ease. No problem.
I used to be shy too.
Right.
Yeah.
I doubt that. I've seen pictures of the girls you date.
Ooh.
But
Ooh. Ouch.
It's all right. I deserve that one.
Anyway, moving right along. I was going to also say that we saw Dr. James Hagedorn last week at the show.
Yes,
And
did he?
He was one of our most popular.
Oh yeah, he was
regular guests.
Can we get Dr. James to
I would
join
like
us
to get him
once
on
again?
Yeah.
We would
was
love
gonna
to.
do
So
something. Try to get him in here again.
have we
Talk
ever
about what
had?
they've done at the museum.
Have we ever had the museum? Executive director or president or whatever she is,
George Sparks. Oh yes, from the Colorado
School of Mines.
That's a great
Earth
idea.
Science Museum. Yes.
Yeah, that would be a good guess.
Yes,
for sure.
We should twist her arm to come on and talk a little bit about what's going on at Colorado School of Mines Earth Science Museum.
That'd be great.
It'd be fun to have her here.
Oh yeah.
So we wandered way off. You've been shown two beautiful mineral specimens that are available for sale. Right, more. We got 5 more to go. So we are going to spin down to number 3.
3.
Boy, this is a pretty thing. How 3-dimensional is that? That little cubic crystal just perches right up there. And this locality hardly ever produces anything that looks like a cube. Almost every friggin' time, it looks like a Mayan pyramid. They're like a stepped octahedron. And so to get one, I may be just seeing it from the still photo.
It is stepped a little.
Yeah, it is a little stepped, but
it's
it is
not quite a pyramid.
No, it's more cubic. Although it does have the somewhat step face growth there that's making it look more like the Mayan pyramid.
Right.
This is a really cool fluorite on quartz from Fujian province in China. And why we never got a mine name or anything, I have no idea, but we've always called them Fujian province, which probably is bigger than the state of Colorado. So it's somewhere from the middle of nowhere in China.
It's a nice area, though.
It's a nice
Fujian
area.
Province. It's beautiful.
Is it?
If I was going to live somewhere in China, that'd be where I'd
Is that
want to
right?
live. Yeah.
I have I don't know that I've ever been there. Have I ever been there?
I don't know. Have you ever been there? Not for a show or anything.
Not for a show or anything. Not even Chenzhou or anything.
Oh, no.
That's not
No,
in
no.
Fujian.
No.
Okay. All right. Well,
You want to go down by the coastline down there,
I'll be down.
across from Taiwan.
Okay. Oh,
Down
wait,
there.
we don't say that word.
Oh, well.
Well, whatever it's called.
Yeah, we don't have to grovel and apologize.
We don't want to get nuked or anything. So,
Well, what is it? A subsidiary of China? What does China like to refer to Taiwan as?
that's a good. It's.
I don't even remember now.
I don't either, but I'm sure.
Because they're cutting out YouTube anyway. China
Yeah.
is. They're
So they
blocking
can-
YouTube.
okay.
So it doesn't matter.
So you can call
we
it
can
whatever,
say whatever
you want.
we want.
That's right. Well, it's a nice province that's
It is.
close
It's
to
beautiful.
a place that some people call Taiwan, and we're not sure.
I wouldn't even mind living there.
Yeah.
Calling it home.
Very good.
Yeah, anyway.
This is a
This is a
beautiful
beautiful thing.
fluorite. It's got nice translucency, good luster, interesting crystal habit. It's largely cubic, but there's others growing off the faces of it, trying to make a Mayan pyramid, but not quite. What's the size of this guy?
This one measures a 5 by 7.5.
And the fluorite group there is 2.8 centimeters across. So it's a nice, substantial, over a 1-inch fluorite sitting on quartz. Very lovely contrast in colors, nice condition. And you aren't going to believe the price on this one.
It's unbelievable.
It is unbelievable.
$250. Now, this is definitely, you wouldn't come close to this in China now.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so you're getting a piece with an over 1-inch fluorite sitting on a 3-inch piece of matrix and just aesthetically perched up there on top of the quartz. And it's in good condition. $250. I don't know how we can give these things away like
And
this.
that is delivered to your door.
Yeah.
Freight paid.
Yeah.
You know?
Because he ships it to you with no additional charge on the outbound leg.
That's right.
So how can you get a better deal than that?
It's unbelievable.
Can't.
And he, if you really asked him nicely, he'd probably even throw in that plastic stand on it.
I would. Absolutely.
So
It's another 45 cent.
yeah, there you go. There you go. So that's one to strongly consider. It's a nice piece at a very reasonable price.
Absolutely.
I see we're leaving China.
We
on
are.
This next specimen.
We are going to Mexico.
Isn't this pretty?
Yeah.
That's a pretty piece. Where do we know? Do we know whether this came from anybody's collection?
It's a 1201 now.
1201.
Inventory number.
Yeah.
So I believe it came from a local collector
Okay.
up
All
in
right.
Evergreen.
Yep, that makes sense. This is a mimetite, and it says it's from level 8
Uh-huh.
in the San Antonio mine. And what state is the San Antonio mine? Is it in Chihuahua?
I believe it is in Chihuahua. Yes, it is.
It's in Chihuahua, Mexico.
Yes.
This is a good size piece once again, and the picture, it's unbelievable how inexpensive this thing is. The Mimetite Botroids. Wow, that's really bright.
Yeah.
If you light your specimens in a good way, it will look like this.
At least the camera gets it like that.
In our office, it looks a little bit more brown like the still photo.
Yeah.
The still photo on this one is
Really close.
very close.
Yeah.
I think that's very
this.
doggone accurate. But, man, I love what that camera does. It'd probably make me look good.
Well,
So,
here
I
you
guess
go.
I
What
could
do you
get on
think?
the turntable. Oh, man, I don't know. It's
There we
probably
go.
better than in person. I look like I've been out in the sun. So anyway, the Mimetite Botroids, everything we got today almost seems like a bunch of Botroids. But until we get to prismatic elbite crystals in a minute.
I
picked 'em.
I did pick them.
Yeah.
And I do have certain tastes.
Yeah, well, I think this is lovely. It's a lovely piece. And you should buy it based on its video stream because it sure looks great in that picture.
Yep.
And how would you light that to get that color? Does it need to? This is
No.
kind of blue in here. It must have to be warmer
You
color.
definitely want a warm light.
A nice warm light. If you have warm light, this rock will rock. And what's the size of this one, Rich?
This one measures 4.5 by 6.8 centimeters.
Yep. With the botryoids being about 4 millimeters across.
Yep.
Very nice condition. Lovely specimen. And that color that you're seeing on the still photo is pretty close. It's maybe just a hair darker than I'm seeing it on the turntable, but so many mineral species they look entirely different in the various color temperatures you can show it under. And Richard's office has a lot directly above the turntable is very blue. It's a little warmer over the pictures of his family, which are on the wall, and the panda bears. So they look somewhat more warm, but it's blue over there on the turntable. But anyway, what's the price of this deal?
This guy today, sorry I'm not leaning in on you now, I just can't see around the microphone, is $350.
And that's a great deal.
Yep.
It's a wonderful specimen, 6.8 centimeters across, so a little less than 3 inches wide, but you get the point. This is a good-sized specimen for $350.
Absolutely.
And I don't know when they were in level 8, but I'm sure it was some time ago. So,
Probably sometime between 7 and 9.
Yep. I think you're right.
Yep.
Anyway.
Not a mining expert, so I'm just a smart ass. The next specimen.
What do we got here,
Stock Nala Tourmaline.
Isn't that special?
Yeah.
An elbite and quartz from Stocknala, Gilgit-Baltistan in Pakistan.
Yeah. You don't normally see them on quartz crystals. Like
Not
this.
often. They're usually associated with albite feldspar, but this one has a really well-formed quartz crystal, and it's quite handsome.
Absolutely.
The elbites are about 3.6 centimeters long, so more than a centimeter extra length over an inch on that. And it looks like, as it's turning around on the turntable, that the Tourmaline both has the very dark green, which is what I'm assuming on the bottom, and maybe a little light pink in the upper zone. Is that what I'm seeing?
Especially on the bigger crystal.
On the bigger crystal, it's nearly colorless in the other one, but it's tending towards the pink on the bigger one. And nicely contrasted with the large quartz crystal upon which these elbite or tourmaline crystals have grown.
Right.
What's the overall size of this one, Rich?
This one measures 4.5 by 6.3 centimeters.
Okay.
Yep.
So again, it's larger than a miniature. It's a nice small cabinet. So to get a matrix tourmaline specimen from Stocknala for the price you're going to see in a minute is really remarkable. And this isn't a thumbnail, folks.
No.
This is a box buster miniature. Its maximum dimension is 6.3 centimeters. So it's a really nice size specimen and very aesthetic. I think you will be impressed with it. And you know, one of the things we were very fortunate with on the Stocknala tourmalines is that our company tends to buy in very large lots. And it doesn't really matter what material we're talking about. If we don't dig it out of the ground ourselves, like the Rhodochrosite and 40 other projects we've worked around the globe, we tend to buy big lots. We're not one of the dealers who runs around rock and mineral shows and high grades something off of a shelf, increases the price by 50% and sells it to you.
Mm-hmm.
We import this stuff and try to keep the prices as low as we possibly can. And when we acquired these Stocknala pieces, it was several years back, but we got really good prices and we passed those along to our consumers. And I went to some rooms after we bought these lots. Most of the pieces were miniature size. A few went into the small cabinet size range like this.
Mm-hmm.
But we had several hundred of these Stocknala tourmalines.
Mm-hmm.
And we were selling them for hundreds of dollars. I went into one room at a Tucson show that was two doors down from us. And a piece that wasn't remarkably different from the best we got out of the lot, and we were selling for high $100 to a few $1,000s. They had $23,000 on the piece, and I go, "Oh my gosh, we really underregarded this find." So I can tell you, at the price we're offering this one today, it would be hard to replace this anywhere on the planet because you've got a 4.5 by 6.3 centimeter elbite and quartz specimen from Stocknala. With the elbite, there's two of them on there that are 3.6 centimeters maximum length, and it looks like there could be a little elbite
corner on the back,
growing on them as well.
Yep.
But this is super aesthetic, and I guess they're doubly terminated. Are they? I didn't check both ends. But certainly the pink end is terminated, and we're assuming that basal pinacoid is a termination on the bottom rather than a break.
Yep.
But what's the price on this, Rich?
This one comes in at $300.
$300.
Yep.
I challenge you to go out and find a matrix tourmaline specimen, small cabinet, green and pink bicolored tourmalines, two of them on a quartz crystal that's terminated, for $300.
Yep.
So anyway, get a hold of Richard and order this sucker. It's minerals at collectorsedge.com. Get your order in as soon as possible, because this one and the rest of these on this show have been very reasonable and nice quality. Thanks to Alan picking these and pulling out some things that I have ever seen before. They've been hiding in his drawers. And so anyway, there's some goodies on the show.
Absolutely. I like it a little more vertical.
I do. I like the way you've done it. Yeah, that's very nice. That's an impressive piece for $300.
Yep. Anyway, moving right along.
Yeah.
To specimen number 6, I guess we're on now.
Yeah, it is.
We're just trucking right along. Yep. Beautiful little barite.
Our lab manager is out of the office right now, gathering more concretions to harvest crystal specimens like this. Every year we work with our partners up in the South Dakota area, the Elk Creek area, to mine beautiful beer bottle amber colored barite crystals, often highly gemmy and lustrous, on a color contrasting yellow calcite. And so what a handsome mineral specimen this is. What's the size of that barite crystal there, Alan?
The crystal itself is 2.9 centimeters tall.
Yeah, so it's over an inch tall, and the whole specimen measures
4 by 3.8 centimeters.
Yeah. And it's wonderful color contrast. And how which color do you like better on this? Do you like the way it looks in the still photo or on the turntable?
You know, I think its photo is pretty close, I thought.
In both?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It's a really gemmy crystal.
Yep.
Yeah, very gemmy. And the thing I like more about the turntable on this one is that the gemminess of the crystal really pops. It lets you see it's with so many times with using a black background in still photography. If you've got a very gemmy transparent crystal. It picks up that black color through the crystal, and the crystal looks darker than it really is in person. This is the color is somewhere between the two of those, but the luster on this is amazing. When you see the termination on this, flashing the light out from the turntable, it's not always the case with these barite concretions that the terminal faces of the barites are able to stay lustrous. In some cases, solutions over time have come into the concretion that have made them more pitted on that terminal surface. And I don't know why that is, and it may be part of the growth phase as well. It gets a little bit interrupted in its growth, but this is mirror bright. And the prism faces are as well. And the beauty of this turntable picture is you can see, how gemmy this piece is. And is this repaired, or is it unrepaired?
I don't think so, but let me double check. It is not.
Ah, wow. To get an unrepaired piece like this, that's this gemmy, and what did you say the height was?
2.9 centimeters.
Isn't that wonderful? Folks, I'm telling you, this is a special piece. Overall, it's a nice size miniature with an over 1 inch long crystal, highly lustrous, well formed crystal with great gemminess on matrix. It's this price you would have expected the crystal to be knocked off a matrix. Sometimes you get them where you can't preserve them on the matrix, and so they wind up being much less expensive. But when it's a nice matrix specimen like this with this kind of quality, it's just an incredible piece. And here again, offering a good deal,
just $350. Got that in stereo, folks. $350. How did that sound to you, Alan? Right in the middle.
It was interesting.
It was good. Good.
You guys had perfect synchronization, that's for sure.
Well, 12 years, man. Moving on to specimen number 7.
And what would it be?
It's the specimen that normally appears as specimen number 6.
Yeah. And the thing about that is, Rhodochrosite is so much associated with the collector's edge. It's got to be our company icon.
Right.
Yes.
And cherry red color is so rare in the inorganic world. And to get this in beautiful cherry red color, beautiful lustrous rhombohedral crystals of Rhodochrosite from the Sweet Home Mine, it's a rare thing. And you know one thing about Alan has become our designated tour guide up at the Sweet Home Mine, up at the Detroit City Portal. And tell us a little bit about how that experience goes.
Well, I will say that I'm thankful for all of the patient people that have stuck with me through these first, I don't know.
You've done a dozen or more tours.
I think I'm close to a dozen now of tours, but I still don't consider myself good at it. But because I've seen Brian do it, and he's way smoother. He's practiced it a million times, but that's my aspiration, is to be as smoothly and have all the answers like he does right off the top of his head.
Yeah.
But as you know, I'm no geologist. As long as they don't ask the geology questions, then we have a lot of fun, that's for sure.
I will tell you about this specimen one thing. When I saw it on the turntable, I got a much healthier respect for it than I did in the still photo. I think it really presents the gemminess and bright color of the crystals more well than the still photo does. Yes. Now again, it's a little warmer over there for some reason. In today's show, it's a little bit more in the yellowish red color spectrum, but I think it really shows you pretty clearly how well formed the rhombohedrons are, how bright the cherry red color is, and what a nice size those rhodoroms are. The rhodoroms measure up to 8.5 centimeters on the edge. And this one, the way it's lit, it doesn't really pop quite as much as it does in person, and it also has what appears to be some step growths that on the faces that really don't show as much on the video. I think when you get this in your case, you're going to be blown away by it, because it's a good size specimen for the price. This isn't, an awful lot of the time under $1,000. The Rhodochrosites you're going to get is a toenail to a small miniature, and this is a generous size specimen. What's the size of this one, Rich?
This one comes in at 3 by 6 centimeters.
Yeah, so nice 6 centimeters across. So that's a good size, a small cabinet there, and quite lovely. I think you'll be impressed with this when you get it in person. Now, do we know this came from the original workings, the 1991 through 2004?
It doesn't give a pocket distinction, but it is from the old workings.
Yeah. Okay, super. Yeah, it was rolled up into the 18 from the SHM. Cool. Wonderful piece, and a wonderful price as well. You'll be impressed with the number on this one.
This one is also, as specimen number 1, $999.
So
and 90.99.
Yeah, he'll throw in those 99 cents for you. Yeah, but the beauty of this is everything on this show was less than $1,000. And it's hard to find. If you go to a gem and mineral show, go out and find any quality mineral specimens less than $1,000, unless you're at the Keystone Room at CE Wholesale / Collector's Edge. Alan, when you look him up in his room, all sorts of things are less than $1,000.
Both Denver and Tucson. Be sure to look for them.
However, if you come to the Hard Rock Summit and you check the Collector's Edge booth out, it'll probably be a little bit more than $1,000.
I think there might have been 1 or 2 pieces that
you
were
think
under
so? That were under $1,000?
I think so.
In our booth?
Were there?
That must have been a mistake. How did that happen?
I don't know.
Yeah, it probably did.
Yeah.
I imagine there were. But there were some killer rocks in that booth.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, it was a gorgeous thing.
Yep.
Well, I'm very impressed with what you picked out here today, Alan.
Yeah.
These look really, really nice, and they're very great deals. And do we own every one of these?
I believe we do own every single piece, yes.
So if
The 10%,
if you order all 7, we will give you 10% off the cheap prices we already gave you on air.
We're almost darn near paying you to buy it.
That's right. So if you take them all, we take an extra 10% off, and we'll pack them and ship all of them to you for no charge. So get a hold of Richard at minerals@collectorsedge.com, and he will happily pack those up and send them out to you. And I think you won't go wrong with getting any of these. You'd love to own each and every one of these. They're wonderful specimens for that price. So if you're running a mineral business or a gift shop and you're watching Minerals Live, take this as an opportunity to get 7 great specimens for your inventory.
That is testimony to our pricing, that the majority of our sales go to other dealers.
Yeah, it's true. So
there you go.
Well, thanks
Alan.
for watching.
Yes. Just
Thanks
to
for
recap.
joining us. He came in on his flipping vacation. This is a vacation for Alan.
I wanted to let everybody know about the Instagram Live stuff and what we're doing, and that I want feedback on what we're doing so that it's for the whole community. So feel free, if you don't like what you see out there, let me know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And same goes here if you don't like what you see.
Yep. And if you don't like what you see, you got 7.5 months to tell me you don't like what you see. Because after that, I'm in the sunset.
May 1st, he's hitting the dust.
So we'll look forward to seeing you again soon on Minerals Live.
Absolutely. We'll try to catch you next week. Thanks, everybody, for watching, and take care.
See ya.
See ya, everybody.